Hey everybody, welcome back to microbeerreviews.com, off location once again. But that doesn't mean we can't do a good beer review from a brand new brewery out of Shelby, North Carolina, which is kind of in between Asheville and the mountains and Charlotte on Highway 74. This is the Fiddlers Nightmare. It's an unfiltered American Double IPA from Newgrass Brewing Company. Brand new brewery. All their beers that I've seen so far come in these cool cans, 4-packs, and they're not cheap. I think this one was 15 or 14-ish dollars per 4-pack, so not inexpensive at all. However, they've got some really cool graphics. We were fortunate enough to get these fairly fresh. Again, this is a Imperial Double IPA, 9.5% ABVs. It's an unfiltered IPA flaked with wheat and oats, as they call it, hopped with Dorado, Citra, and Mosaic hops, which are always a good combination. And then it says it's dry hopped with 3.5 pounds per barrel, and level of haziness may vary. So this is a good example of, if you look on their website, they talk a lot about how they started off small. They still brew very small batches, less than a couple hundred gallons at a time. And kind of the way I interpreted the website, they like to brew even less than that at a time to make sure there's consistency, there's quality, and most importantly, if you're going to spend that kind of money on a beer, that you get the same thing every time and it's complex enough in its flavor to be worth you to continue to buy it. Because with all the breweries coming out, it's hard to do that these days. But this beer, I cheated because I was so excited and it was as fresh as it was, so I have tried it. But for the purposes of this video, let's get it into a glass and see what we have inside of this Fiddler's Nightmare Double IPA. So, as you can see, I realize the lighting is not that great, but it's very cloudy. There's nothing residual floating around. It's just what I would call kind of a murky, yellowish, orangish type double IPA. Typical of some of the Imperial / double IPAs, it's a very thin head on it. It's perfectly white. Now, this is what I remember when I cheated, had one before I reviewed it. It's got this amazing hop aroma. You can smell Citra hops. You can smell the Dorado hops. It's got grapefruit, orange, mango. Just a phenomenally fresh citrus and hop aroma to it that is, you can tell it's complex. So if you're watching my other beer reviews, I love IPAs. I'm picky about IPAs. I see them all come into the market and they get flooded with all these new breweries, and the first thing I do is roll my eyes and go, they want me to spend how much on that? However, again, this is the beauty of going to your local bottle shop, craft beer stores. This was one of those I walked in and said, don't leave without this. And it's awesome. It smells phenomenal. It's fresh, it's citrusy, it's complex. I know I'm repeating myself, but I mean, this is one of those IPAs where you just kind of want to smell it for a while before you drink it. Now, granted, as always, that's why we do these beer reviews. We're going to go ahead and get in the glass and see what we have here. So, cheers. Yeah, see this? I can tell, again, I'm not saying I'm an expert, but I've done this for a while with beer reviews. This beer was brewed with an accuracy and a complexity that I don't think most breweries can replicate these days. It's got an awesome, fresh citrus, mango, and orange just explodes in your mouth. And it has this kind of transition into these hops in the back of your palate. They're not, they're not bitter, they're smooth, there's no booziness to it. At 9.5%, there's zero. That's hard to do. And I think smaller breweries these days try to emulate the stone brewing companies of the world, and they don't do very good at it in terms of truly creating a complex beer that's palatable but repeatable. A lot of bulls there. This beer's awesome. This is one of those where it smells good. It it it's got phenomenal palatability to it, and the drinkability to it. Even though it's even unfiltered, which I'm not a huge fan of, but this is kind of the craze these days to try to be different. It drinks really well. It's not overly dank to the point where there's a lot of booziness to it, and it just goes down extremely well. Now, granted, it is a double IPA. It is still at 9.5%, so there's your word of caution. However, for the price point, and I don't say this often, for a 4-pack of these, this is worth your money. These are really, really, really good. So I would highly recommend this. This beer has the potential to be in my top 10 for 2017. It's just got everything there. It's just extremely well done. And from the beginning to the end, this beer is on point, and I'd highly recommend it. So, with that being said, I have never done this before with an unfiltered double IPA. We rate our beers between 1 and 5. I would give this beer a 5. I would seek this beer out. I would buy it again. I would buy multiple 4-packs, even at the price point, again, because of how good this beer is. So, Fiddler's Nightmare Unfiltered American Double IPA from Newgrass Brewing Company. On our website, we're giving it a 5 out of 5. It's an awesome double IPA on the market these days. So, if you've tried it, let us know. Leave comments on our YouTube channel or our website. We appreciate you watching. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already. And as always, we will see you again real soon. Cheers.